hit like and subscribe.
In the heart of the Middle East, a situation persists that demands the world's attention. Today, we delve into the current state of affairs in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories. A specter of oppression and discrimination haunts the lives of Palestinians in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories. This grim reality is not just a byproduct of unrest, but a system meticulously designed and upheld to subjugate an entire populace. Under international law, this system bears the heaviest of labels: apartheid. In the year just gone, this system has not only persisted, but has intensified. Israeli forces have launched a 3-day offensive on the Gaza Strip, a move that has not only breached international law, but has also exacerbated the impact of an already crippling 15-year blockade. A blockade that has rendered the lives of countless Palestinians a constant struggle for the basic necessities of life. But the torment doesn't end there. The freedom to associate, to move, to exist without fear has been systematically curtailed. Arbitrary restrictions on movement have become the norm, casting a foreboding shadow over the everyday lives of Palestinians. Violence, too, has seen a sharp rise. The number of Palestinians unlawfully killed and seriously injured by Israeli forces in the West Bank has increased, and administrative detentions have hit a 14-year high. Each statistic is a stark reminder of the escalating crisis. Yet, amid the turmoil, it's crucial to remember that each number represents a human life. Each policy, each act of violence, each restriction impacts real people. People who laugh, who cry, who love, who dream. People who, despite the odds, continue to hope for a better future. As we delve deeper, we must remember that behind these facts and figures are real people enduring real suffering. The human cost of this conflict is staggering, with the number of Palestinians unlawfully killed and seriously injured by Israeli forces in the West Bank sharply increasing. This is not a mere statistic. These are the lives of real people, disrupted and devastated by violence. The unseen impact of this conflict goes deeper. Administrative detentions, a form of imprisonment without trial or charge, have hit a 14-year high. Picture a world where you can be taken away without explanation, without knowing when you'll next see your family. This is a reality for many Palestinians living under occupation. But it's not just about the people. It's also about their homes, their histories, their identities. The village of Al-Araqib has been demolished for the 211th time. Imagine your home being destroyed, not once, not twice, but over 200 times. And then there's the denial of formal recognition to 35 Palestinian Bedouin towns. These are communities that have existed for generations, yet they are denied the basic rights and services that come with formal recognition. Let's not forget the United Nations Special Rapporteur's condemnation of Israel's home demolition policies. They've been labeled as apartheid, a term heavy with historical weight and implications of deep-seated racial segregation and discrimination. Behind every policy, behind every act of violence, there are people. People whose lives are turned upside down. People who live in constant fear and uncertainty. People who are denied their basic human rights. The impact is far-reaching, and the people affected are not just numbers. They are fathers, mothers, children, friends. They are individuals who deserve to live in dignity, peace, and freedom. This unseen impact is not just a political issue, it's a human issue, and it's about time we start seeing it for what it truly is. The political landscape in Israel is a significant factor in this situation, with the country holding its 5th elections in 3 years. Indeed, the political echo chamber in Israel is a revolving door of policies and leaders, with the nation recently wrapping up its 5th round of elections in a span of 3 years. This frequent change in leadership often leads to shifts in policy and approach, which can have a dramatic impact on the ground. At the helm of this political whirlwind is the right-wing government led by Benjamin Netanyahu. The Netanyahu administration has been a central player in the region's politics, with its policies and actions having far-reaching effects, especially on the Palestinian population. But it isn't just local politics that play a role here. International institutions have also weighed in on the situation. Amnesty International, a globally recognized human rights organization, released a scathing report on the actions of the Israeli government. According to the report, Israel has been accused of imposing an institutionalized regime of oppression and domination against Palestinians. This isn't just a violation of basic human rights, it's a crime against humanity, classified under international law as apartheid. Amnesty International's findings have sent shockwaves across the globe, sparking debates and discussions on the responsibility of the international community in addressing these issues. These allegations are serious and underscore the gravity of the situation. The lives of millions of Palestinians hang in the balance, their day-to-day existence marred by restrictions, fear, and uncertainty. The political landscape in Israel and its impact on the Palestinian population is a stark reminder of how decisions made in the halls of power can reverberate through the lives of ordinary people, often with devastating consequences. It's a complex issue, one that requires understanding, compassion, and most importantly, action. As we delve deeper into this situation, it's crucial to remember that these aren't just policies and political maneuvers we're talking about. These are people's lives, their hopes, their futures. The political decisions made today have profound implications for the lives of millions. The legal implications and actions taken by Israeli authorities have been a point of contention and have international repercussions. A critical part of this legal puzzle is the enactment of laws that directly restrict Palestinian family unification and revoke citizenship. These laws, designed to segregate and control, have left families torn apart and individuals stripped of their basic rights. But the legal implications go beyond domestic policy. In the international arena, the actions taken by Israel have raised serious concerns. One such event was the offensive on the Gaza Strip, where Israeli forces committed acts that have been widely regarded as apparent war crimes. This wasn't a simple case of conflict escalation. The offensive left a trail of destruction, with countless lives lost and communities devastated. These actions, however, have not gone unnoticed. The International Criminal Court, or ICC, has opened investigations into the situation in Palestine. The goal is to shed light on the alleged war crimes and hold those responsible to account. Yet, the Israeli authorities have refused to cooperate with this investigation. Such a refusal is not only a rejection of international law, but also a denial of justice for the victims of these alleged crimes. This brings us to a distressing conclusion. The law, a tool typically associated with justice and fairness, appears to be used here as a weapon of control and oppression. It's a chilling reality that the very institutions designed to protect and serve the people are, in this instance, failing them. The law, a supposed safeguard of justice, seems to be failing the very people it should protect. The current situation in the region is dire, but it is not without hope for change. As we delve deeper into the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, it becomes increasingly clear that the restrictions on freedom of movement in the West Bank are more than just mere inconveniences. They are systematic measures aimed at controlling and suppressing an entire population. Arbitrary closures and checkpoints are not just about security, they are about manipulation and dominance, a grim reality that Palestinians face every day. Yet, despite the bleakness of the present, we must not lose sight of the potential for change. It's important to remember that the course of history is not set in stone. It is shaped by the actions and decisions of individuals, communities, and nations. It is shaped by us. The international community has a crucial role to play in this context. Human rights are universal, and protecting them is a global responsibility. It's easy to turn a blind eye to dismiss these issues as too complicated or too distant, but doing so only perpetuates the cycle of violence and oppression. We must use our voices to raise awareness, to inform and to challenge the status quo. Advocacy for human rights, for justice, and for peace is not just an ideal, it's a necessity. It's about standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult, even when it's unpopular. Looking ahead, the path to resolution seems daunting, and it is. It involves difficult conversations, challenging deeply ingrained beliefs, and a willingness to compromise. It involves recognizing the humanity in each other and the shared desire for peace, dignity, and freedom. But it's not impossible. History is full of examples where seemingly insurmountable conflicts have been resolved, where peace has been achieved against all odds. It takes courage, it takes perseverance, and above all, it takes a commitment to justice and human rights. The path to peace is fraught with challenges, but for the sake of the countless lives affected, it is a path we must endeavor to tread.